like my eyes light up when they said Excel, Excel. And everybody else was like, Excel, oh no. And I was the only one, oh, Excel, yes, I know that too. This is something I enjoy.
I'm trying to be respectful to certainly the makers of Excel. It's a fine tool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Educative Sessions. My name is Lee Ngo. Educative Sessions is a podcast for people in the developer world about their coding experiences. And Educative makes it easy for authors to provide interactive and adaptive courses for software developers. My guest today is Catherine Rekhert. Is that correct? Yes?
Yes.
More or less, yeah. Who is the founder of DataBoom. And today we're going to talk about her progressions, especially starting with the fact that she began her career as a ballet professional. So the topic of today is From Ballet to Silence. Welcome to the show, Catherine.
Thank you, Lee. Glad to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity
All
to
right,
be a guest.
Of course, of course. So let's jump right into it. I didn't know this about you from when we used to know each other in Seattle, that you actually were a ballet dancer, mainly because I think we just kept it about the data and kept it about
Yeah.
data science and whatnot. But let's start with your journey from being interested in dance to getting into data analytics.
Yeah. I always share that part of my background when I do some public speaking because I want to inspire people. Regardless of your background, you can achieve whatever you want. And since I'm from Kazakhstan, there we have kind of a stereotype that you only can work in IT if you finished if you graduated from a high school that was specialized in mathematics or physics. But my high school, it was I graduated from classical gymnasium of arts, and I did choreography, and it wasn't I didn't have any strong math classes or anything like that. um, but then I during my school years, I participated in one project and where I became a minister of finance and economics, and I did really well. And that's why I decided that economics would be something that I can do. That's why I chose economics as my bachelor's.
Hmm.
And I studied at Affiliate Center of University of London in Kazakhstan. And it's like a branch of University of London, and my um, I feel how is it called academic body was London School of Economics.
Hmm.
And during my studies, I realized that statistics is something that is really interesting for me. And I surprised myself when I became top student in statistics among all my classmates. And then I became a TA, and I started to participate in business case competitions where we did a lot of data analysis and data visualization, but I didn't know back then that it was data analysis or data visualization. We were just creating charts in Excel, you know.
Hmm.
And I think that was when I started realizing that data analytics is something that is interesting
Yeah.
for me. Couple of years after that, I got a chance to participate in a leadership program for young leaders from Central Asia. And this is actually how I got to the United States back in the day.
Hmm.
I moved to the United States at the end of 2016, and I joined a company called Wimmer Solutions. And that company made me realize when I was in that selection program, they told me when I was interviewing with them that I was the only one who, like, my eyes light up when they said Excel, Excel. And everybody else was like, Excel, oh no. And I was the only one, oh, Excel, yes, I know that too. This is something I enjoy.
I'm trying to be respectful to certainly the makers of Excel. It's a fine tool, but it's like, I mean, it's not like exactly like it's spreadsheets basically. So like
Yeah.
you got really excited over working in essentially a spreadsheet application. Like,
Yeah, because I was, when I learned all those formulas and VLOOKUP, that was Back in the day when I was a student at the university, when I learned VLOOKUP during my internship at Mars,
Mhm.
my mind was like blown. It was so cool
Wow. Okay.
for me back in the day.
So you do you identify more strongly with the analytical or visualization side of this kind of work? Was that where you really discovered your passion?
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
And then I discovered Power BI, which is a more advanced tool than Excel, a little bit more advanced and much cooler in terms of data visualization. And that was my main tool when I was working at Wimmer Solutions in Seattle. Um, and after 5 months, they offered me to um, move on a contract with Microsoft through them. That's how I got to Microsoft, and this is when I learned about data science, artificial intelligence, and all those buzzwords. And I really, really wanted back in the day to get into data science, and that's how I met you.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
You were organizing meetups at Galvanize,
Mhm.
and for their data science school,
Yeah.
especially, as I
Um,
remember.
I think we worked. It was at Galvanize, and then I think we actually did work together more officially when I was at Metis.
Yeah.
And it was a nice combination of, like, I guess, mutual passions, right? And I want to wonder, how does your work? Do you feel like your years as a dancer still resonate in some way to the kind of work that you do now? Because I'm seeing like analytics, interpretation, visualization. There has to be something that speaks to it today.
Maybe I think it helps me more like personally because choreography was more like a sport, and sport always helps you to achieve in other spheres of your life. And I'm still active physically, and I think it helps me to um, I don't know, to do other things.
Mhm.
So it's kind of supports me on a more basic level. I don't see any connections between choreography or any direct connections between choreography and data science. Um, yeah, I don't think it has any influence.
Okay, that's fair. So, now that you've discovered new tools and found this passion in your career and brought together so much of your interests into something that is a very attractive and professional career right now. Yet you decided to make a bold leap into something new and formed a company. So let's talk about like this new direction that or I don't know how new it's been, and maybe it's been for quite some time, but this work that you're doing right now, and what inspired you to take that journey?
Yeah, you're right. It actually, the company itself, I founded it in 2016. In May 2016, even before I moved to the United States first time. Back in the day, it was an educational center that helped students to prepare for entrance exams like math in English and physics in English in order to get accepted by top universities in Kazakhstan. So back in the day, I wanted to help students to get accepted to those top universities. But when I moved to the United States, I delegated that company to my partners, and I didn't do much work. It was called Intertest. I didn't do much work for Intertest. When I came back from the United States in 2018, um, I kind of rediscovered it in a form of DataBoom.
Mhm.
So Intertest by itself, it kind of declined, but I used the same company to do my Power BI courses. And Power BI was something that I brought with me from United States to Kazakhstan. And here it is well known.
Right.
Uh, Everybody knows about Power BI, Tableau, and tools like that. But in Kazakhstan, it was something new, something that was in very high demand. And in addition to my day job as data scientist, I started teaching classes on weekends. I was teaching Power BI, and it started like something that I did for fun, and I really enjoyed sharing my knowledge. And people get so excited and so happy when they see all those visualizations and tooltips created by themselves. And Power BI is such an easy tool. You don't need to have any programming experience. And then boom, you create that magic and people just go crazy.
Right, right, right.
Wow, it's really magic. And I started teaching Power BI, and that's how eventually I got more and more people interested in those courses. People really like the results. And it from just me teaching courses on weekends, it has grown in just 1 year in a company of 10 people. And that's why I left my full-time job as a data scientist in order to do these courses. And we right now we have Power BI courses, SQL courses, and also we do consulting in Power BI, SQL, Python, everything related to data science and
Mm.
data analytics.
Wow, well, that's amazing. I mean, I find it's so God, truly geeky how much enthusiasm you have over not just the field in general, but not just specific subfields, but like the tools, like that you decided to make it your like as a a Kazakh woman to return to your like country of origin and be an evangelist for a tool, and and found a wonderful audience for that, and I think that's incredible. I think we've actually come to the end of all of our questions. So, Catherine, I'd love to give you one opportunity to do a shameless plug, and you can really just say something very direct about the work you're doing or any other causes you'd like to promote right now. The floor is yours.
I don't think I want to promote any causes. I just want to say thank you for inviting me to this podcast and for all the work you did as a community leader back in the day in Seattle, and
So
it helped me a
embarrassed.
lot.
I'm
Uh,
embarrassed now.
yeah,
I don't like it when people say nice things
so
to me.
many fun events, and I remember how I won my PyCon tickets through Metis.
I think that was me.
Yes,
I think, yeah.
and I met this guy, Guido van Rossum, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, the guy who
In
invented
other words, the guy who created.
Python. Yeah, and everybody was so jealous back in Kazakhstan who knew that I was at PyCon and I met him, and they were like so. It was, yeah, it was really cool experience for me. Yeah, and thank you so much. You helped me back in the day to learn all these cool things, and I helped people in Kazakhstan. We have 2,500 members right now.
Wow. So let
Um,
it be known that it was I all along who helped out Kazakhstan and its 2,500 members. But that's very sweet. I was not expecting you to say that. I nearly forgot about that gesture that was such a like it was part of my job, but it was a I'm glad that it snowballed into something wonderful for you. And when we hear about these things, like it warms my heart. So, Catherine, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us today and sharing your story. And thanks to all of you who are either watching or listening to this episode. You can catch more of our episodes on YouTube or on Podbean or on our numerous, pretty much all of the major podcasting platforms as well. And lastly, if you want to learn more about Educative, you can check out what we do at educative.io. So, for all of us here at Educative, thank you so much and happy learning. Bye bye now.
Happy learning. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed that. This episode is available on YouTube and also on many podcast platforms. If you'd like to be part of Educative Sessions, the form is open now to apply. You can also email me at lee@educative.io. Lastly, don't forget to like and comment this video and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you so much for watching and happy learning.